Bunzerelly Show.
The pieces of the puzzle are starting to come together, or at least like that thing's unraveling. Of course, joining me, my ride or die buddy here, Khiim, to break down the show. Khiim, what'd you think about this episode?
Let me think. It was good. It's solid. Like you said, it's leading up to stuff. I'm still waiting for the oh wow moments, but it's just kind of build up right now.
It's going. Well, here's what it is, because it is a 70s show, and that was cool, like the different look and stuff. We kind of knew that was coming. And then it was like they threw the pieces at us a little more. Like maybe we got 2 in the first episode, or 1 and then 2. And then now it's like the more clues are coming and everything. And what I thought was, the first one was Vision. Vision gets serious. Yeah. And the first time, tell me if you thought the same thing. The first time, like, he does that glitch and it starts all over, it was like, why is I thought my Disney Plus froze. Yeah. Like it was going like
Are you talking about when they were having the conversation and he's starting to tell her like something's wrong, and then it kind of like flips and then they start talking back about the babies?
Yeah, it did baby. Like a glitch, and it was like I was like, I think they planned it. It seemed like it did that glitch like when your Disney Plus kind of freezes up. Yeah. And it was I was like watching it. I'm like, are you serious? My Disney Plus is like freezing up right now. And it kind of skipped and did it right away. And then wanted to just rewind. And he's like, I don't like this unraveling, which comes back to Wanda knows what's going on. Yeah. And she's, she's taking control of the situation. I noticed something that, I read an article, and I didn't think too much of it until I watched this episode. But the article said that this episode is supposed to take place this show is supposed to take place right after Endgame. Okay. I thought of something about that. So if you think of how Infinity War ended and Endgame started, when the heroes make their return, it's like you could hear when the heroes make their return. Like even Spider-Man says, yeah, we just turned all dusty, and next thing I know, we're back. Yeah. So if you think of Wanda popping back, like this thing that happened with Vision only happened moments ago. Yeah. Like she took out her fury on Thanos and stuff, but like this thing is still like fresh. And it's just like, so like the thing of her going a little crazy, I could actually see that's, it's a little weird transition from the funeral. But it's still like, okay, now I could see like she just came out of Vision's death. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely see that she's got some some turmoil that she's dealing with over his death. Yeah, and she's kind of creating this little... Now, I have some theories of the fantasy world. Well, we obviously saw, and we could jump all over the place, but we saw at the end, like, it actually is some kind of... Construct happening. There's... But
let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Now, do you think Vision... I'm still not sure whether... You're saying that Wanda's the one that's controlling everything, but if she's controlling it, why would Vision be like kind of like breaking the script,
Well, let me rephrase. I don't know if she's controlling it, but I think she's controlling what she can. Okay. There's a couple theories I have, and I'll throw them at you, is we got a Hydra commercial again. Yeah.
So and straight out Hydra, like not even slipping it in, like it's in the... It was the name of the what was it, soap or the tub or whatever?
I think Wanda knows what's going on. Oh, because in the beginning, the way the show started is we just moved here. We want to fit in. Mm-hmm. Okay? So let me throw this at you, and we'll explore all over the episode and everything. But here's what I'm thinking now. Okay. So if Wanda was in, control with like Hydra and the Baron von Strucker stuff and everything, Wanda might know her way around that place. Wherever this place is, wherever Westview is. Because it kind of looks like a house sign, and we don't know if she slapped it there or what. But what if it's something happening that she knew was happening? Because the other part why I'm saying is I don't think Thanos is Ralph, because those people seem real. Yeah. Well, obviously. Yeah. From, I always forget her name, Grenadine?
Yeah, Grenadine.
Yeah, from Grenadine.
Or Geraldine.
Geraldine, that's what it is. Geraldine. So obviously from Geraldine, and even Geraldine doesn't quite remember, even though she's showing the sword logo, like you said. Yeah. It's like she did whisper it kind of low, but she was like, like, I don't know, or I don't remember. I caught it the second time I watched it, and that was an awesome scene.
Yeah.
But so there's something going on. So did Wanda like kind of go into this thing? She knew it was going on. Did they grab Wanda? I can't. That's the part I haven't figured out yet.
Yeah, I was just kind of getting the vibes that it might be some sort of prison, because it seems like the immediate neighbors are kind of aware of it. Even when you get the scene where the doctor, Vision asked the doctor, "Oh, well, are you going to go on your trip now?" And he was just like, "No, we're not going to. No, it's a small town. Nobody ever really escapes."
Yeah.
And the you know what I mean, the kind of the way he said it, it's like he's even aware that he's a prisoner here. You know?
But I don't know if he started catching that until Geraldine, I keep saying her, until Geraldine pulled him in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was just getting surprised by stuff. Something else I watched as far as like the people's, I went back and watched a clip of the first episode where the husband's choking. And I actually wrote down his name this time because I didn't get it right. Well, the husband's choking, and the wife goes, "Stop it, stop it." But she starts to look like she's like about to cry a little bit, and she's looking at Wanda like, "Stop it, stop it." So it makes me think like even she knows what's going on, but they got to play along for some reason.
Yeah.
Because she was like, there was a relief in her when Vision pulled the food out of the guy's throat. That's why I think whatever's going. What's that movie with Jim Carrey where he's on a TV show?
Oh, The Truman Show.
The Truman Show. It's kind of got a little Truman Show.
Yeah, definitely.
Where these people know what's going on, but are not supposed to tell them.
Yeah, they're not supposed to talk about it. Everybody has a script to stick to.
Yeah.
And not go outside of it. I'm definitely getting that feel as well.
And I'm wondering if it's also because, like, either, if they're being held against their will because Hydra is trying to manifest something from Wanda.
It almost seems like, I don't know. I kind of get the vibe like in some way this is like Hydra is like doing this. Like, and they're making a show out of it because even the way they're throwing those random commercials in, it almost seems like they're using Vision and Wanda literally as a show. Not only are we watching a show, but they're generating a show, like within that universe.
Yeah, like they're in control of it or something. See, I don't know if that's them or if it's that Easter eggs for us.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but it seems like Wanda, get to that, well, a lot of, like the pregnancy thing and all that, but like we said, like last show, it's like when things get serious, the camera angles change and kind of excuse. But that, I'm going to forget her name again.
Geraldine.
Geraldine.
Yeah.
That scene with Geraldine and Wanda, and we talked about last week, like how like Quicksilver's just been kicked to the curb, like it never happened.
Yeah.
And all
it's almost like they heard our last show.
Yeah.
Honestly.
like everybody forgot about Quicksilver.
Everything we talked about last episode, this episode really nailed on everything we were like questioning.
We got Quicksilver.
Yeah.
We got Ultron.
Yeah.
And we got the Russian accent. All of a sudden she starts singing in Russian.
Yeah.
And that was kind of creepy. I was like, oh. And all of a sudden she starts getting pissed when Geraldine starts like, but even Geraldine still didn't seem like she knew. Like when she heard the bird squawk, she got like freaked out. She broke character.
Yeah.
And then she slipped back. That's why I can't understand. It's cool because
I feel like Geraldine might be like the key. She might be like the breaking factor for everything, and that's why the other two neighbors, I forget their names, but they were kind of like trying to point her out. Like they were telling Vision basically like, you need to watch out for her. She doesn't even have a husband. She doesn't even have a home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like pointing it out. Like she was placed here for something. Like she's outside of the script.
But I wonder if when she steps into that thing,
That
she
realm,
kind of
does she get
forgets why
washed?
she's there. No, I'm saying like maybe she couldn't have, because like when she said like he was killed by Ultron, it was like, wasn't he? Like she like it wasn't like, it was like she was just kind of remembering it.
Yeah.
I think maybe she went there for a reason, but when she got sucked into that thing, she kind of forgot. Like we said the first episode, she couldn't remember her name.
So I don't want to reach too far out on like any limbs.
Yeah, I said Thanos was the neighbor, so there's no limb too far.
I mean, so do you think? I don't think they would try to introduce the next big bad this early. Do you think? Because they kind of held out on Thanos for a while. Like we got to see like little shadows of him, but we didn't get our actual Thanos until like the very end, basically. Do you think they're gonna roll out and we'll know who the next big bad is?
I'm wondering if Wanda's the big bad.
You think she's the big bad?
I think that's
whoever is doing this has to have some sort of power. Like somebody is in that town and they are the head honcho, and that's kind of keeping everybody in control. I think.
Or is the head honcho outside of the town? Like, is the person that was watching the show wasn't Shield or Sword? Do you know what I'm saying? Even though Sword's trying to get in there.
But I think that person outside of the show was the one that was on the radio saying, Wanda, like, you know what I mean? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think that was the same person. So if they're the one controlling, why would they be trying to wake her up at the same time?
Yeah, I don't know if the TV guy. Well, we know the beekeeper because I saw something else because all of a sudden I started scrolling Twitter and everything. The beekeeper had a sword logo on the back of his shirt.
I caught that on the recap watching this episode. I was like, oh, okay, he's got the sword emblem too.
Yeah, so everybody's getting accounted for except the TV guy.
Yeah.
The other reason why I'm leaning towards Wanda being the big bad is, first of all, in the comics she can be a big bad, and the other thing is there's supposed to be. I mentioned the multiverse stuff coming up, but the thing coming up is. The next Doctor Strange movie slated is supposed to be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Scarlet Witch is supposed to be in that movie. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying is this lead up to like her freaking out, and all of a sudden Doctor Strange shows up, and then it's like, here comes the movie. But I still think the show needs to have an end. So I think he'll be like a little. They're not going to just end it like, hey, go see the movie. Marvel doesn't operate like that.
No.
But it's I don't know if she's going to be like the villain. Another thing I learned was because like even like when I post the show, I'm like, do I put season 1? Because I don't know. Is there another season of this? But I don't think there is. I think it's a 9-episode miniseries.
Yeah.
Which means we're a third of the way through it. So I think stuff's going to start ramping up pretty quick.
And I could see that because they're introducing stuff to us, but it's not at a slow pace at all. You know,
no.
Each episode is contained, but it is giving us a lot of information. They were just speaking really cryptically the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
but this episode is a lot more straightforward, and I think it's only going to be more of that moving forward.
There's so the other mystery still in the air that we're not getting pieces of really is Vision.
Yeah,
like what is Vision? Like what is it? Vision? Is it? One of the things that crossed my mind was. He's a robot. You got to, Shuri was trying to remove the gem and still keep him alive in Infinity War.
Yeah.
So there might be a possibility that somebody restored him. Mm-hmm. And maybe that would explain, well, a lot of his kooky personality is probably Wanda, where he acts like a TV show.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like they focus on him a lot trying to unravel the mystery. Which is why it's still like I can't see him just being a figment of something because that would work against what Wanda's trying to do.
Exactly. Because if he was just a figment, he wouldn't be. Exactly. If she's the one that's trying to kind of like stay within her fantasy, why would she be having her perfect move outside of her? And
even why would Hydra do that? Why would Hydra have him figure like it's not in anybody's interest for Vision
him to be going against the script?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I agree, because it just wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't. So that's why I feel like I don't know. I'm not sure if I don't know. Maybe what happened to that stone? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Thanos got it. That's how he made the snap.
Yeah, but what happened to the stone afterwards? They just
Captain America took them all back.
He took them all back, so the stone is still there. Is that what you're saying? Essentially.
Oh yeah, because if you had to put them back. That's weird.
It's not like any of the stones got destroyed.
Yeah, that's weird.
So who ended up with the stones after that fight, I guess, would be the question.
Yeah, it's just like, did you undo?
And somebody just be like, oh, he's done, all right, just throw it on the ground. And Hydra picked it up and was like, hey, thanks.
I mean, Hydra's pretty handy.
Yeah.
So the other question is, what happened to Vision's body? They've never shown that. They never, there was no funeral or it's a robot. I mean,
I don't think his body is... yeah, it probably is that important because Tony built him.
Oh, but you make a good point. His mind frame, like we said again, somebody could access that.
That's what's really important is his mind frame.
He might not even be physically there. That's true. Because still that hologram, they show like the grid and everything, but still it's like the you saw it's like an outside thing.
Yeah.
The other part of it is you saw when like I'm pretty sure that was Sword driving up at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when that was happening, you could see like, the important part was the lights around the hologram kind of show, and the little camp setup kind of means they've been watching this thing for a while.
Yeah.
Like they know this thing is there. It's almost like Thor's hammer. There was a tent built around it and everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of how they operate. They like set up their perimeters and stuff. So they know what's going on. It's just, that's the biggest mystery I'm most interested in is Vision. But I do love his person as much as like if you were like a what was the word, a purist, and you'd said like, hey, Vision's way out of character. And, you know, Vision doesn't act like this.
It doesn't act like that, but I kind of like it because, in a way, I want to say that we touched on this back when we did a show on one of the Marvel movies. We touched on how they kind of, it almost seemed like they forced the relationship between the Hulk and Black Widow.
Yes.
So I feel the same way with this relationship. It kind of was forced, and there wasn't that much romance shown between them. Maybe later in the last two movies that we got, they had their little breakaway scenes where they were off on the run together. But this whimsical kind of like playful nature that we're seeing of Vision is definitely building that bond, or at least the bond that Wanda sees. You know, it definitely gives more depth to the relationship.
Yeah, it's and when Wanda's pregnant, you hear the audience go, "Oh," like you're seeing her happiness and everything.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
Because he was definitely just really stiff as a robot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In the movies,
but for some reason I'm buying his personality now. And the other thing was in the beginning of Infinity War, Tony was like, he's getting more human.
Yeah.
So you know, you keep, especially if somebody else put him together, and he kind of went on that upscale growth. But I just love his being the straight man of the whole thing, trying to unravel it from his point of view.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the mystery, like the parts of the onion are starting to slowly unravel and come together. But like I was saying, I'm hooked. Waiting for the next episode now. It's like Mandalorian. Like I'm just like, oh, new WandaVision's out. I wake up like, oh, I gotta watch it. So I think we're in for a good ride. I want to see where this goes. So I want to thank Khiim once again for being here. It's always a pleasure having you, man.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys.